Good evening, everyone. This is Noshin Mukhtar, and you're watching me live in the Business Shower. Today, we are going to discuss not a topic related to business, but something totally different, something which is more important than business itself. So, today, my dear friend Rohit Kaul has joined me, and we are going to talk about educational needs of children who have special needs. Rohit is an expert, a SEN expert, special educational needs expert, and he can tell us a lot about how different children with different needs, different special needs during the pandemic coped with their education. And there are many stories that he has to share with us today. So, welcome to the show, Rohit. How are you?
Well, I'm absolutely fine and very thank you and thinking about me and welcoming me or considering me for your show. I'm really glad and I always stay excited whenever I see. I always remain excited whenever you introduce new guests on your show, and I
Thank you.
look forward to your shows. So thank you so much for inviting me. And I'm Rohit. I'm working with the school as a learning support and educator come facilitator, where I am working with children having special education needs and who are having learning difficulties from there may be neurological disorders, there may be learning disorders. So I work with them and train them, support them, and bring out the best version of them. So that's where I work, that's my passion, and I love to do that work. Apart from that, I'm a very jovial and happy-go-lucky guy. Easily get going with people, and I love meeting new people, love networking, and definitely I always look forward to Noshin shows and events.
Thank you.
So it's been great feeling, and yes, we have. It's been 1.5 year to the pandemic, and we are still going fine,
Yeah.
going strong, going great. So over to you.
Thank you for detailed intro, Rohit, and I'm very happy to have you with me today. We have this very important topic to discuss. We would love to know more about your experiences and different stories from you about how you handled different children who had special needs during the pandemic and when the education was not in person anymore. So before we start, I'd love to have everybody who's watching us contribute to this show. You can drop in a hi and tell us where you're joining us from. Also, share any experiences and ask any questions that you would like us to answer on the show. It will be great to have you contributing actively because that adds more value to what we are talking about. So, moving on, Rohit, how long have you been in the field of education?
Well, it's been over 4 to 5 years now.
Mhm.
2.5 years here in UAE and back in India more than 3 years. So I could say 4 to 4.5 years of
Okay.
experience.
Right.
So, but it's been a different experience here working in UAE as compared to
Hmm.
India, because here the needs are different. The children, the education that they require, the training that they require is different, and their learning needs, as I said, that it's different. So it's always being it's very challenging at times to understand their needs, to assess their needs, and then plan your intervention accordingly so that it will be helpful for them, and they come out, they learn quickly and they can grasp quickly. But it is very difficult because supporting children with additional needs or special needs, it is a challenging task. But I feel that the foremost traits that you should have is the passion to work with them and the passion to learn more about them. So these two very there are two these two key areas if you want to be in this field and work with them. So it's been a very enriching experience for me because God has been kind that I got good support. from my peers, from my colleagues, and I've been doing a lot of training as far as my field is concerned. So it's been a very good, uh, full of learning, and a very challenging yet very rewarding year for me this year. And I learned so much during this phase, and I'm totally enjoying it.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to more such challenges and looking forward to more such
Right.
opportunities to work with them.
Great. We have a question from someone right away. Engineer Mohammad Shakir says, how to increase interest of a child in support and achieving of goals in education?
Oh, well, it all starts with what are their interests. You have to identify their interests. Like some people, some children have very diversified interests. Like they want to pursue one field at one time, but suddenly when they get distracted, so they choose another one. So it is very difficult, and it also depends on the age group, like which age group they are currently and what are their needs, and what they want, what they are what kind of education and what kind of learning tools they want to upgrade them, to upgrade their learning and create basic the interest. It's very important that you keep that interest alive in them. Like if they don't want to pursue education, or they want to pursue some sport, they want to pursue some art, or they want to pursue something not particularly per se the education, or different fields of education. So you need to identify those interests, you need to assess them. when you uh, when you don't interact with them with having certain preoccupations in your mind, like I will approach it and I have to teach this, and they should follow this, because every child is unique and every child is special. They have their own style of perceiving things, they have their own style of responding to your stimuli, or to your like what kind of what to your approach. So every child has its own world. And remember, when you are interacting with them, when you are entering into their world, so you have to welcome their interest first, their likes first, their in what they want first. So after you assess that thing, assess that need, then you will start building up from there, like what they like, what they don't like, what is their schedule, how they function, what they want at that time. So you have to set it as per the needs and interest of your child, and assess it constantly. It is not a one time process. You
Yes.
have to keep assessing the interest of the child as he grows up. So it is
True.
a continuous process, and you have to be very clear in your mind, and you have to be very much clear in your approach, that how you can proceed with your how you can proceed with your plan. So it is initially at the preliminary stage, I would say it is very difficult to assess the need of any child, because see they are children. You need to understand that they get distracted easily. They see a lot of things now because of this pandemic. They were at home, so the technology was their best friend. So now they have become more tech savvy, tech enabled. So they are seeing a lot of things on different platforms. So you need to monitor that thing as well. You need to monitor what kind of things they are watching on the nowadays. So it's on YouTube, or there are lot many platforms that you are there for your for the children to watch. So you need to monitor those platforms as well. So it's a continuous process, as I said. So
Yeah.
it's important that you monitor that thing, you come up with your plan, you come up with your strategies, that how you are going to keep them busy, and come up with more interventions, that how I can utilize the best time with them, and how I can make the time more constructive, lucrative, and interesting for them, so that they learn. And nowadays I believe the summer vacations in most of the schools have started, so this is the
They
best
have
time.
started. Yeah.
This is the best time to spend more time with your kids, with your children. Find out
Yeah.
what excites them, what what are their hidden interests, talents, what they like. So I think this is going to really, open a door of opportunities for you to
Yeah.
understand your child, yeah, their interest, their dislikes, and their feelings. Uh,
Hmm.
Connect more with them, spend more time with them, and then you see
Yeah.
how things are falling on
So
the
Rohit,
place.
before let me go back to the pandemic part. Before the pandemic hit, everything was different. Like you were teaching the children in person, and then there was
Exactly.
disruption due to the pandemic. Do you think that children with special needs experienced um, more of an emotional and psychological impact as a
Yes.
result of this disruption in the school system?
Absolutely. You see, they are the most uh, vulnerable people in our society because they think
Hmm.
differently.
Yes.
I'm not saying that that they are different from other children. I'm just saying
Hmm.
that they are having special talents. They're having special
Right.
needs. That's why we say they are students of determination. So
Yeah.
they have a certain way of looking things. So for them, suddenly switching to a digital platform where their concentration level is has not been developed, their maturity has not yet developed, and their suddenly we are telling them to follow the rules on the screen, and sit at one place, because you know that the children cannot sit at one place for a long period of time.
Yeah. And
But
they have shorter attention span also. Like they
short
cannot
attention
concentrate for
span.
longer time.
Exactly.
So
So,
engaging them was difficult for teachers.
exactly, very difficult. That's why I'm saying that it has been a challenging year, yet rewarding, in terms of that you were able to experience kind of change in the entire learning process, in the entire learning journey of these kids, because the mode of education changed from face to face to digital, and you were giving RDL sessions to the children with special needs, and I have myself given so many lessons, so many sessions, over 100 hours, maybe 150 hours of sessions. So I can certainly say that it was a very, very challenging task, and making them sit at one place, and then telling them to do certain activity or learning activity or reading, it has been a really roller coaster ride for me. So this has totally changed now. See, now the technology has totally changed the way we are now going to
Right.
see the education. Digital
Hmm.
education was earlier as well, before the pandemic hit. But after this pandemic, it is very much clear and evident that the technology is going to will go through a paradigm shift, will go a sea change, and will prepare you for future certain situations like these that we are witnessing currently. So technology is going to play a very important role in the coming years, where as far as these children are concerned, because they need face to face attention, they need one on one sessions, and it will be a really a challenging time, but as I said, that if you are innovative and passionate, you will devise a way, you will figure out a way that how you can make the session more interesting, more constructive, more lucrative, and yet very appealing to the parents, that yes, my child is learning something. So uh, I would certainly say that technology has changed everything, and it's an eye opener for all of us, and we must be
Yeah, it
prepared
is.
for such
Sure.
situations in the future. And
Hmm.
not only, I would say that that this has been experienced by any other educator, if not
Hmm.
a special educator, any other educator who is handling a class of 20 to 25.
Yeah,
So keeping everyone intact, and keeping everyone with the lesson, it is a big task. it's
it
a
is now.
it's a monumental task to keep everyone intact with the lesson, and then asking them questions with their parents there on, sitting and watching them, and how you're going to perform. And it's very challenging for the teachers, of course, because they are
Hmm.
being watching by the parents, and they are watching continuously the teachers, that how they are teaching. So it's I would say that
It's a
this
combined effort,
it's a
teachers,
combined
students, and
it's a combined effort,
parents.
and
Yeah.
parents, that they will because we can't do anything about it, even if this will continue or mix. And luckily in UAE there are luckily, as we were in UAE, so we should be thankful for the government that they were being able to do,
Mm.
place restrictions and able
Yeah.
to do a lot of things for the children, that how they can access the education. So I would
Mm.
really like to thank the authorities, the leadership here, that they have come up with certain these kind of educational resource for everyone, so that the children should not suffer. So it's
Yeah.
incredible. Like if you see that how the education has progressed in this pandemic, I would
Mm.
really appreciate each and every stakeholder in this, how they have with that resilience and with that passion, they have performed their duties. So I think we should respect that, and we should definitely prepare ourselves for the coming years, that how we are going to
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
So
and
one of our viewers is saying that Rohit, so you're explaining about the situation around how to teach the student online and virtual classes. It's really tough for both the students and the teachers who teach. Yeah, that's true.
exactly,
Because
that's true.
engaging students from a distance is difficult.
It's
Because
difficult because every child is having a different way of perceiving things, different the attention span is short,
yeah,
and how they are able to cope up with the stress and strains of this digital mode, that has to be
mm,
seen, like how they will like how it will impact their minds. So you need to be
yeah,
very careful with that, what amount of work that you are giving, amount of homework that you are giving. And I would really applaud that how teachers have done, they have done incredible job during these
mm,
times. It has been an incredible effort by all the stakeholders. So big
yeah,
salute to all of them. And obviously, yeah, I being part of it, so I really feel satisfied that at least I was able to deliver and meet, not 100%, but at least 80 to 85% expectations. So
yeah,
you have to be very much pragmatic, you have to be very much transparent in your approach, and you have to come up with a plan, you have to come up with a strategy, that how effectively you will execute it. That's
right.
what my take.
So, Rohit, what it really takes to be a special children's educator, children who
Wow.
have special needs, what it
Wow.
takes. Does it make you a different teacher than all other teachers? Do you have to make extra effort to make sure that your goals are achieved?
Extra effort, I would only say that unlike any other educator, I would say if you are venturing into this field, so definitely two things you need to be very much clear about. One is the passion to work with them, as I said, and the second is again passion to learn. So both the things will play a pivotal role, or I will say very fundamental role, in deciding your future in this field, and in keeping you grounded and keeping you in this field. Because skills, knowledge you can skills you can learn, knowledge you can gather, but passion is something that comes within. So if you don't have that passion and that instinct to work with the children having additional needs, then I'm sorry that you won't be able to succeed. You'll be able to work, but you're not able to succeed, because it is a continuous process. It's a constant process of evolution, like evolving from one phase to another. Like you have to take multiple roles as a special educator. When you are working with them, you have to take different roles every time, because their needs are different. Sometimes you have to be strict, sometimes you have to be light, sometimes you have to be like air, sometimes you have to be like a water. Like you have to absorb, reflect, plan, create. So all these things go hand in hand. So how much patience you have, and how much passion you have, that decides your future as a special educator. And I think there are so many, I would say, so many people who are doing excellent job in this field, and they are so inspiring, and they all
Yes, they are.
yeah, they always come up with solutions, not cribbing, but always come up with a solution. So you need to follow them, and you need to connect with the right people who can guide you better, because there are so many things you need to learn in this field. So I think it's very important that you realize that the special education is different, but it is, I would not say it's totally different, like any not a normal educator can come up with the solutions. But yes, this field requires a different strategy to work, different planning to do for the children, because you are handling students with who are autistic, who are having ADHD, or maybe these are all labels. I think there are so many labels attached. Slow learners, some are having global developmental delays, some are having Down syndrome, selective mutism. So these are all labels. A child is a child. You need to relate with him. Any learning difficulty or neurological disorder can be overcome with the right amount of with the right and combined effort of parents, teachers, and the doctors and the psychologists. So I think you need to have that resilience. You need to have that passion. You need to have that ability to reflect, absorb, and be in a constant role of evolving. Once you
Yeah.
evolve with every student, you get to know that what are the challenges, what I need to do, what I have to give to this child,
Yeah.
what kind of need that child has, and where it's lacking. So
Yeah.
it's not
So,
always that you can leave it on someone else, that you decide. So it is, you have to take the ownership. So that's what decides.
yeah.
That's
Does
decisive.
one size, yeah, my question, does one size fit all works with the children who have special needs?
No.
It doesn't.
if
So,
if
as
if
an educator, how do you handle this?
uh, as far as I can understand, that you are saying that does one size fits all students, like you are saying that if one student is having such problem,
No,
so
it means that the strategies you use in your teaching sessions with these students who have different needs, does
does it
same
work with everyone?
strategy work with all of them? And
No,
how
no,
many students are you handling in one classroom virtually at the moment?
no. Yes, so that depends, like because every child is unique. So you have to give one-on-one session. It's not like regular class. So in a class of 25, where a children is when a teacher is teaching, so here you have to take one-on-one session with each child. You cannot teach at one go two child who are having, one is having one is on autism spectrum, and other one is ADHD. So it's not like that. You have to give one-on-one session. You have to plan the strategy one-on-one, depending upon the need of the child, that how he's learning, what are the learning obstacles, what are the learning bottlenecks that he's facing or she's facing. So it totally depends that once you identify that need, with the help of the parents, with the help of the psychologists, and the different doctors who give the reports, and you, when you do the assessment of the child, you identify the need. Okay, this is the major learning obstacle for him, that he cannot read, he cannot speak, he cannot write. He can speak but he cannot write. He can read but he cannot write. So every child has a different learning difficulty. So your strategy will totally depend by assessing the need of each and every child. Some are gifted and talented. Even they can they are so gifted that you won't able to believe that they will surprise you with their knowledge and with their talent. So
Yeah.
gifted and talented are another league of students who are gifted with certain skill, have been gifted with the talent like art, singing, music. So every child is unique. So again, I am reiterating this, that whenever you take up the challenge with children who are having special needs, you need to identify their need first, and then you plan your strategy. So it does not fit with like one strategy does not go along with every child or
With all kids,
different,
yeah.
different pupils or children having special needs. So it does not work like that. That is it.
So when you're tailor making and you're shifting and you're changing your strategies, it causes you a lot of emotional and psychological stress, and this is a lot
Exactly.
of work, right? So what are different ways in which you as an educationist cope with this kind of stress, where your workload has doubled, there are new ways of communication, children are not familiar with those, and they find it difficult to respond to you even sometimes. So how you are dealing with the stress that comes towards you?
Yes. Oh, good question. So here, your that's why here your resilient mindset will help you. Like how you will, you know, do some meditation, then create an interesting activity out of the activities that you have planned, and take it as it is, as your usual day. If you will think that today again I'm going to, you know, face these challenges, so you are not able to work, take the day as it comes, and plan your come up with your 2 3 plans. Like if the plan A will not work, plan B will work, plan C will work. So you have to be ready with the plans. And when it comes to emotional and mental well-being, you need to be doing a lot of meditation, de-stress yourself with the things that you do. Like because I do singing, I do different activities to keep myself busy, my mind, after I finish the school. So you have to keep yourself busy and always thinking. A thinking brain is required. You just can't stuck with one thing, that okay, again the challenge will come tomorrow, what will happen. So you plan, you keep on planning. Sometimes you will fail, and most of the times you will fail. But when you are failing, that means you are trying. Once, one time, two time, three time, one, if you're not failing, then it means that you will never succeed. So it's important that you fail and you get up again, come up with another strategy, execute it, and you will see the results. It has happened with me a lot of times. I felt like that, okay, it's not working, it's this is not, again this is not working, again this is not working, but still you have to keep talking to yourself. Keep you need to motivate yourself, with your family, with your friends, with your colleagues, with your peers. So you have to keep looking for ways how you can plan your strategies, and provide that emotional and emotional and mental de-stress buster for yourself, so that you remain agile, you remain focused, you have the you have the patience, and that is why I said that resilient mindset is the way out. So I think that once you start believing
Yeah.
in your skills, in yourself, then definitely you come up with a solution. So that's
Great
my
message,
take.
Rohit.
Yes.
Yeah. So, how inclusive education can be achieved now, now that things are different?
Well, inclusive education is always is taken like the children are with these children are studying with the group of other children, same.
Hmm.
There is
Okay.
nothing exclusive, or there's nothing that they will be kept aside, or other children will be having the will have the learning. So they are inclusive. So inclusive education, that's why when the RDL started, so all these children are being encouraged, their parents are being encouraged to switch to the RDL as well, because then you will able to at least absorb, at least see how the digital education works. Maybe it is effective, never know. Once you will not try, you will never know that whether it is effective or not. We know that it is not effective for them, right? We all we We all know that RDL for some is not effective. There are so many parents who say that it's not effective, but the teachers did it. But they showed the way. So that's why I would say that inclusive education is very important in these challenging times, because again, if you will not show the resilience from your side, if you will not show that it works, then others will not able to believe it. So once you start creating the belief that the inclusive education is going to stay, whatever the circumstances may be, so then the belief will start automatically coming in. So it all depends on your approach, that how you are approaching to the things. Maybe your class will be of 25 minutes, maybe your class will be of only 20 minutes, but make the best use of the 20 minutes. If you are delivering a lesson or a session, make the best of it. Like, it should include all the essential things that you want to teach, or it should be such a interesting session for the children that they will automatically look forward, because every child loves when something new and something different is given to them. It's about the stimulus, it's about that what different you are bringing on the table.
Yeah.
If you will plan your activity like that, and if your idea is clear that inclusive education is the way out, like inclusive education has to be there, and I have to take that challenge, so nothing
Yeah.
is difficult. It is
Agree.
challenging but not impossible.
Nothing is impossible.
Nothing is impossible.
Yeah. So how do we prepare for the future? First thing is, yes, we make use of the best resources related to
how
tech that we
how
have.
you are prepared for the future? My cross question: how you are
I
preparing
have
for the future?
prepared. Let me sit down first.
Okay.
All right. I have prepared for the future by planning
Yes,
depending on the present resources. So I believe that a good teacher who needs to
exactly,
prepare for future
exactly,
of the way she's going to educate children, she needs to look at the resources that are available, especially tech based resources. And then
exactly,
she can plan, or he can plan according to what is available so that it could be used to the best potential.
exactly. Now, it the preparation for the future is now a constant process. It
Yeah.
hardly matters whether it's pandemic or not. You
Yes,
prepare
yes.
for the future as anything, like in any field they prepare for that what technology we should introduce, and what changes we will witness, and how will be the market, how will be the situations, what will be the pressures, and what will be the the monetary implications, what will be the planning, what will be the key bottlenecks while doing the planning. So it all works like that. So now when it comes to education, you prepare with the open mindset. With open mindset, I would say that the challenges, that it will be less face to face, or it will be more online, or it will be less online, or it will be more face to face. So you prepare for both the situations. You prepare your strategies keeping in view for both the situations. And once you start preparing the one by one, taking notes, putting in place, and then weighing its pros and cons, like what will be the advantages, what will be the disadvantages, will I be able to do it, am I planning more than I can think, or am I planning more than my resources? So these are certain questions that will come up while you do preparation, while you prepare for the future. So I don't know what technologies will be coming in the next 2 months. Nobody knows. If someone will ask that what technology will be coming in the next 10 days to address this solution, nobody can know, and
Yeah.
nobody can tell. So the preparation for the future is always is possible with the open mindset, with
Yeah.
your keeping your eyes and mouth open, and be vigilant, be agile, keep looking on options,
Ready
keep
to
looking on
learn.
things,
Yeah.
ready to learn, ready to adapt,
To
and
adapt.
ready to learn, and what I should say, and a go getter. Like if you want to achieve that, you want to, there is a will. So you have to, it should be backed by the logic and backed by the backed by the patience also, because I know people say that where there's a will there's a way, but for that way you need to be logical enough. You cannot find way in a jungle, like just like, okay, I have the will, okay, I'll find the way in the jungle in the
Yeah.
dark night with no light. So it has to be backed by certain logic. It has to be backed by facts. It has to be backed by examples. It should be backed by the research. So whatever
Yeah.
you do, you when you prepare, you keep all these things to this mind. Do the SWOT analysis, and you will understand that how you are going to address all these things while you prepare for the future. And future, I think everyone say your future is bright. They don't say that your future is bright. They never say that I don't know how much there is light. So
Yeah.
so the future
So it
always
will be
is.
brighter than now.
Yeah.
If you look at the positive side of the picture, it'll
Exactly.
you will always consider it brighter than now.
Brighter than now, so you always stay
Yeah.
positive, and you always
Yes,
see on the brighter side.
brighter
So
side.
brighter side. So I think
So, do you think, Rohit, that bringing up a little bit of humor to the classroom can actually cheer children up, and it can lighten up the teacher's mood as well and create mood of happiness in the room,
yeah.
even if it's a virtual classroom?
See,
Do you
what I
use
would say
this?
about bringing humor, bringing humor doesn't mean that it should spoil the discipline in the class. You need to be very careful, because the children can take you for a ride when they see that there is a lot of humor coming
Okay.
in, and
All
their sense of
right.
humor can become over humorous, or so it's always you need to be very
Tricky.
much clever and quick.
Yeah.
And I always say that you have to anticipate,
Okay.
when the humor, you will, see, these days parents are also there, so you just can't give it a humor, and it should it will backfire
It's a
on.
nowadays it's a more closely monitored
Watch.
classroom than it has ever been
Yeah,
before. I
all eyes
believe
are on
that.
you. Yes, so
Yeah,
it is very
seriously.
much
So
monitored closely. So
exactly.
it's fun to have fun, but you should be careful. While that
You,
fun
yeah, we have
always
to be careful.
backfire, so you need to be very clever in that. But obviously,
Yeah.
yeah, you can have a good humor and a good songs, or transition activities like we do, so that it keeps the mood alive, it keeps the interest alive of the students. And
Yeah.
learning has to be fun, learning has to be adventurous, learning has to be fun,
Hmm.
learning has to
Hmm.
be innovative, and you have to
Yes.
be out of box thinker,
Very long
brings
time
my
back,
limits.
Rohit. Let me share one experience with you. Many years back, I used to work in. I was a teacher in one of the schools in Dubai, and this was the first time in my classroom was one child who had special needs. She had. She was autistic, so she wouldn't speak, and engaging her into the lessons was very difficult for me. I never had any experience with a child who had special needs before. So it was very difficult for me to ensure that she's learning because I was not trained
Exactly.
for that purpose. But
Exactly.
that child's parents believed that she had to be included, hence the word inclusive education, that the
Exactly.
child had to be included in a classroom with ordinary children so that she could go ahead with a, let's say, let me say it, a normal ordinary life like everybody
Exactly.
else lives, which was
Exactly.
right and it wasn't wrong. But from the school's part, it wasn't right because they had to train a teacher so that she could handle the child's needs. So what happened in that
Exactly.
case was I did my best. I will not say it was very good effort. I will never say that because I'm sure more could have been done if I was trained for that purpose. But I tried to help that child in learning to write. She
Exactly.
understood much of what I said, but her problem was she was not able to express that. And I
Hmm.
did not know how to build the ability or how to support the ability in herself to learn to express. So
Exactly.
I never got to know anything except for a few sentences that she would off and on scribble in her notebook to submit as work. I would accept that, but I could not compare the work with other children's work, nor could I say that she has learned because I had no way of knowing what goes on here because she
Hmm.
had her own way of thinking. So the whole year passed. I did all I could because I did not have the skills. So at the end of the year, she wrote a letter to me.
Oh, great. That's great.
And she wrote to me that I am the most kind person in her life. And she is very happy that she has learned a lot of ideas from me. I cried because
Oh,
I had no idea what difference
that's
I
so
was
cute.
able to make to the child. So,
Exactly. This is
connecting
a
it to what we are discussing today, it's very important for parents to understand that a school might not be training the teachers correctly in some scenarios, like in my case. On a second note, it's important for school to understand that every child in the classroom has to learn, no matter what the level of ability the child has. Hence, they need to invest into training teachers, even if it's an inclusive classroom, which is ideally designed for ordinary children, but there is one or two children who have some special needs. So, this
exactly.
is my message to everybody who is listening to us today.
Exactly. This is a and a lot of schools are now accepting this, and it's not like that. There has been a considerable acceptance of what you are saying, and that's why our role comes into picture. Like how we can, through the combined effort, get these children with the classroom, because I know that they are not able to. We know that they are not able to follow the regular curriculum, so we have to design a modified curriculum for them, so that they remain engaged. And it's important to have one-on-one session with them to understand their need. What is their challenge actually? This takes a lot of time, because you cannot form conclusion that this child is having okay only this problem. It takes time. When you observe that child for a period of 12 days or 15 days, you see how the child is behaving in the class, outside the class, how he's responding to the questions, how he's performing the task in the class, what is his understanding of things, is he able to, or is she able to follow the instructions properly, and how what challenges does that boy or girl faces while receiving the instructions. Are they making eye contact? Are they listening to the teacher? Are they paying that attention, or they are just looking here and there, or they are not paying attention to what the teacher is saying? So all these things will help you to come to a conclusion that this child is facing this kind of problem. And once you identify it, and I'm sure once you identify it, it will be really, really helpful for the teacher and for the special educator and for the inclusion department and for everyone, both the parents and the school. So it's a combined effort, because there are many times that the parents or the school, they are not able to. I would say that it is also difficult, because it's very challenging. They are different, and you cannot just say with that this child is having this problem only. He or she can have multiple difficulties. You cannot be exactly so sure. So it's a combined effort. School puts its effort in the best way they can, but it also demands the equal support from the parents and from the educators. So it's a combined effort. You can never be clear. So but once you
True,
identify it,
very true.
I'll tell you, Noshin, that the sky is the limit for that child, because your interventions are focused then, and you are able to see the results happening. It takes time, but once it is done, You identify the need, you identify the need of the child, how he's learning, what are his challenges, and then you start your intervention. You will see the results, and the results are so like surprising and rewarding. And you, when you start and start seeing those results with the child, like I think you will be the happiest person on the planet, because you worked
Yes,
hard.
true.
You
Yeah,
worked
yeah.
hard. You put all your effort, your sleepless nights thinking. That's why I said thinking brain is required. It takes time. That's why it's not an easy job. That's why it's very challenging yet rewarding. Once you identify it, once know that how the child responds, you see, uh, sky is the limit for that child, and their parents will continue to bless you for the rest of their life. Or you feel so empowered.
Yes, very true. Yeah, yeah. Very
You
true.
feel so great that okay, I was able to impart this training, I was able to teach them this, and he's responding amazingly, he's responding fabulously. So it takes
It
time.
gives a wonderful feeling. It gives a wonderful feeling
Amazing
of achievement.
achievement. It is one of the biggest joys that one can experience. So it's like a potter who creates that pot. It takes time for him to create that pot, but once he understands how to create it, then he keeps on making.
Yes, very true. All right.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Rohit, for today. It was very insightful. I really enjoyed talking to you. I hope
Same
our
here.
audience has also enjoyed.
You can tell me that how our audience did they really enjoy?
We received a lot of messages from them. So it was
Okay.
a good one. Thank you and
Thank you
take
so
care.
much.
Have a good day.
Pleasure is all mine. Thank you so much. All the best. Have a great day.
Bye.